There's no heaven in Greek. Wait, but there is Elysium. It's like the closest thing to heaven in Greek. It's a retirement home after death. So you want to get to Elysium? First, let's review Elysium. Elysium was the final resting place of the souls of heroes and virtuous men. The ancients often distinguished Elysium into two places: the islands of the blessed and the Lethean fields of hides. Long ago, Elysium was exclusively for heroes and those who had God's recommendation letters, but due to popular demand, it was later split into the two we have now. The first of these, known as the Islands of the Blessed, was an afterlife realm reserved for the heroes of myth. It was an island paradise ruled by Rhadamanthus, son of Zeus, in the river's far western stream, Oceanus. This is the place you go if you are a hero, or more accurately, you make the gods notice you. To get here, like I said before, you need to get the favor of the gods. This can be generally done by becoming a hero. But how do you exactly become a hero? Well, you don't become one if you don't have divine ancestry, which means you have to be a demigod. Heroes in Greek mythology were men or women of special strength, courage, or ability, and they were often of divine ancestry. So, if you have a functioning family and ancestry, your chances of becoming a demigod are unfortunately slim. But fear not, for very few can attain special strength, courage, power, etc. by asking the gods. So call up your local god and ask him to help you out. If you are lucky and have some sacrifices at hand, you might get some sick Marvel level powers. But this is all you need to know if you want to visit the Islands of the Blessed. But remember, there is another Elysium. The Lethean Fields of Hides. Despite the scary name, this is also a good place to go after death. The second Elysium was an underworld realm separated from the gloom of hides by the river Lethe. Its pleasant fields were promised as an afterlife to initiates of the mysteries who had lived virtuous lives. The gods of the mysteries associated with the passage to Elysium included Persephone, Icos, Triptolemos, Hecate, Zagreus, Melanoe, and Macaria. To get here, you just have to have a good or virtuous life. But let's get this straight. You probably think that means you just need to be a good person. You poor soul. A good life for eudaimonia has some requirements to be considered a good life. And these requirements include 1. Being just, because the good life is synonymous with the just life, you must be just. 2. The just life refers to a person's life in which he or she possesses and conducts themselves in a way that demonstrates virtue or good character in relation to others. One who lives justly in this sense will also need to live courageously, moderately, and wisely. 3. Living justly is an essential part of the good life, but not sufficient for it. Living justly is the most important part of living well, or happily. But besides being a good person and having an opportunity to exercise that goodness, other factors, which cannot be controlled, are important to living well. These factors include having friends, including children. Good luck with that. Avoid poverty and severe or long-lasting illness. Being allowed to live out a full life. Possessing the ability to participate in public life in a more or less good polis, so you can't be an introvert and expect to get into Elysium. 4. Justice and the good life are mutually exclusive. Justice is the virtue of victims. The good life, happiness, involves being able to do injustice and get away with it. So you can be an asshole, just people doesn't have to know about it. 5. Acting justly is a necessary instrument of the good life. We are just so that we will not suffer from injustices or injuries from others. Injury is conceived primarily in terms of physical harm or loss of possessions. So if you are punished, be it deserved or undeserved, it doesn't matter. You live a bad life. 6. The habit of acting justly is necessary for the good life, understood as the highest kind of pleasure, free from fear and distress. If you don't feel any Elysium, that's okay. Evil is conceived primarily in terms of mental pain, for example, fear and distress. So, like mentioned before, you can be an asshole. Just be happy while being one. So that's how you get into the Lethean Fields of Hides. So now you know how to get into Elysium. To summarize, you must either have some connections with gods or live a happy and just life. So good luck with that. Comment down below if you get into Elysium. And if you don't, Don't be sad. Hades is a pretty chill dude.